you've curated it to how you wake up and you like, I see my dream every day. How can I make my dream bigger? How can I expand it more? But I was saying, your creativity is an extension of you. So if you want people to feel like that around you, you want them to feel like that around your business, around anything that you do, your parties, your event. You want them to feel like that in anything that you do. And that takes a lot of time and energy, a lot of sacrifice, because there are going to be people who show up and don't care. There are going to be people who show up and disrespect. There are going to be people who show up and critique on this and that. And it's just like, that's why you also got to be a savage too. Because just as nice as you are and protective as you are over in energy, you have to be just as dismissive of a bad energy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got all this love, like, man, I love it when everything is going right. When you see something going wrong, that same amount that you had, you gotta flip that switch and be like, nope, exit.
Mm-hmm.
Get this out. I don't want this thought. I don't want these type of thoughts in here. I don't want this type of vibe around the people that I'm trying to make comfortable. And that's where that leadership, that's a strong leadership quality that like a lot of people don't have, is confrontation.
I think that's a harder one, yeah. Because it is hard, and especially in today's society where, and like I was saying earlier actually to you before we even hopped on this, that I'm not a confrontational person. I'm not the type of person that's ever going to like, if I have like a situation, I'm going to answer it aggressively. Unless I need to. Like,
unless they take you there.
I can think of a couple situations where
Tupac.
You can make me snap, and it's like I'll get really mean, and it's like you don't want to see that part of me. But like it doesn't come out soon, and I feel like usually it doesn't come out often. Usually, like I'll much quicker like try and like just talk through something.
Okay.
So I'm like,
you're being.
I'm reserved.
You're being smart about it. Like you're being mature.
People who are too quick with it, you know what I mean? Because then it becomes part of your character too. It's like if you have any kind of like weird thing coming up, it's like how do you react to that, and are you like quickly to be like unpleasant person to be around, you know what I mean? And it's like how also like if you do that, how long do you carry that? Also, do you carry that energy into like situation after that? Like, because like you don't need to be negative, and it's like I hate negative people. I hate being around with people who like talk bad about people. I hate being around people who like are like just saying bad things,
because it's
like
contagious.
Even just being mean, being mad, like about anything. It's like even if you are mad, like I love like when I have a bad thought and I'm like, you know what? Like,
I love when I have a bad thought.
Well, like,
because you can dissect it. You can't wait to dissect it.
I just love having a bad thought and being able to let it go, which I feel like a lot of people can't do. It's like nice.
You know what, bro? I struggle with it.
It's hard. It's hard. Well, it's being present too.
I struggle with that.
It's all about being present, and I feel like
it is.
When you're like mad, when you're sad, when you're anything but like.
When your ego gets involved.
Exactly. You're like you're living in the future or you're living in the past. You're thinking about something that happened. You're thinking about something that might happen. You have anxiety. Any like bad feelings I feel like come from not being present. And like that's where overthinking comes from. That's where depression comes from. That's where like just being in like a shitty mood comes from.